If you walk up to an Israeli and start asking them about the menorah for Hanukkah, they're going to think you're talking about a lamp in your house. Because in Hebrew and in Israel today, menorah refers to lamp, any lamp. The Hanukkah Menorah, we use a completely different word for that. And if you don't know it, it will confuse any Israeli you talk to. So let's fix that right now. Welcome to part 2 of my Hanukkah series. If you missed part 1, I will link it right here and in the description. In this part 2, we are diving into the customs and traditions of Hanukkah, Israeli style in Hebrew, so you can really immerse in how we Israelis celebrate Hanukkah in Hebrew. And as always, these videos that I post on YouTube and across social media, Hebrew by Inbal everywhere, are designed to help you practice, maintain, and build on everything that you learn inside my programs, which is where you learn how to stand on your own in Hebrew. I have only 2 signature programs because they are all you need to get clarity and confidence in Hebrew based on your goals. So practically speaking Hebrew is where you get clarity and confidence in speaking and understanding. Hebrew 1, 2, and 3 completes all your reading and writing skills in both modern and biblical Hebrew. So inside Hebrew 1, 2, and 3, you learn how to read and write biblical and modern Hebrew. And inside practically speaking Hebrew, you learn how to understand anything that you read from the Bible to modern texts, understand anything that you hear and speak. You can take one program, both in any order at the same time. They're really built for complete flexibility, fitting into your life, no matter how busy you are, with lifetime access, and most importantly, my personal feedback and support, because it is essential to achieve the transformation that you want in Hebrew. So inside each of my programs, you get feedback on your speech inside practically speaking Hebrew, on your writing inside Hebrew 1, 2, and 3, and you never get stuck because you can ask me any question forever, get my advice, and I'm always there beside you. I will link my programs in the description. And now that we know the purpose of this video, to expand your vocabulary, once that you have the skills that you learn inside my programs, let's dive into Hanukkah customs and traditions, Israeli style in Hebrew. So let's start with the menorah confusion that I just mentioned. Here's what you need to know. We Israelis do not use the word menorah, or as we pronounce it, menorah, for Hanukkah at all. We do use the word menorah, as we pronounce it, for 2 things: any regular lamp in your house or anywhere else. The modern Hebrew word for lamp is menorah in singular, menorot in plural. And we have a table lamp, menorat shulchan, a ceiling lamp, menorat tikra. In both cases, the word menorah changes to menorat when paired with another noun that creates a term. Ceiling lamp, table lamp, it is what we call a construct state. It is everywhere in Hebrew, and following specific rules within a construct state, one or both words change or not, you master it inside practically speaking Hebrew. The second use of the word menorah is referring to the ancient temple menorah, the 7-branched candelabra that stood in the Holy Temple in Jerusalem. We refer to it as HaMenorah, the menorah, Menorat Shiv'at Hakanim, the 7-branched menorah, Menorat Bet Hamikdash, the temple menorah, or in short, Menorat Hamikdash, the temple menorah, the menorah of the temple. This is the sacred one, 7 branches, and you can actually see it in the symbol of the state of Israel. So menorah is referring to either a regular lamp, any lamp, or the holy temple menorah. But for Hanukkah menorah, we use a completely different word. This is Chanukiah. Chanukiah. Chanukiah in singular and Chanukiyot in plural. Chanukiah. It's basically Chanukah or Hanukkah with a Ia in the middle. Chanukiah in singular, Chanukiyot in plural. Not Hanukkah Menorah, Menorah Hanukkah, Hanukkah Menorah, none of that. The Chanukiah has 8 branches plus 1 extra called the Shamash. Right here, the helper candle, so total of 9 branches. It is specifically made for Hanukkah or Hanukkah to commemorate the miracle of the oil, the story of Hanukkah that I share with you in part 1. And now that we know all about the Hanukkah, the Hanukkah Menorah, let's talk about what we use to light it with. The Hebrew word for candle in singular is ner, any candle, not only for Hanukkah. Ner is candle and nerot is candles in plural. Singular ner, plural nerot. We have different types of candles like ner neshama, which is a very common candle in Israel. It is a memorial candle that we light in memory of a deceased person. Ner neshama. Neshama is soul or spirit. Memorial candle is ner neshama. And Hanukkah candle is ner Hanukkah, as we pronounce it. So when we go to the store and we are looking for Hanukkah candles, we will look for nerot Hanukkah. Candles Hanukkah. Nerot Hanukkah. Every night, starting the first night of Hanukkah, the first eve, we light the Hanukkah, starting with one candle, and we use the shamash, the helper, to light the candle. And every evening, every night of Hanukkah, we add another candle. So on the 8th night, we light all 8 candles using the shamash, the helper. As we light the candles, we say the prayer. We usually follow it by Hanukkah songs and the custom foods and treats that we eat in Hanukkah that we will talk about in a second. The lighting of the candles in this event is called Hadlakat Nerot, lighting of the candles. So if an Israeli invites you to this event, they will use the term Hadlakat Nerot. For example, they may ask you, are you coming for Hadlakat Nerot? If you are a man, they will ask, Ata ba lehadlakat nerot? Are you coming for Hadlakat Nerot? And if you are a woman, they will ask, At ba'a lehadlakat nerot? Another way they may say it is by basically saying in Hebrew, there is a Hadlakat Nerot in my place. Regardless of their gender, they will say, Yesh Hadlakat Nerot b'bayit sheli. And in order to refer to which night, they will usually use the number of candles we're at, referring to first candle, which is first night, first evening, second candle, second night of Hanukkah, second evening, third candle, etc. until the 8th. So it will be Ner Rishon, first candle is the first night, Ner Rishon, or Ner Sheni, second candle, second evening. So you know when it is. So the invitation in a very short Israeli way can be Hadlakat Nerot, lighting of the candles, Ner Rishon, first candle, Babayit Sheli, in my house. Now that you're there, you may come across a dreidel. So let's talk about dreidels. In English, we say dreidel. In Hebrew, sevivon. Sevivon in singular, sevivonim, I know it's long, in plural. In singular, sevivon. In plural, sevivonim. Sevivonim. Like most words in Hebrew, it is not random at all. It tells you exactly what it is. The word sevivon comes from the root samech bet bet, without a dagesh, which means to spin or to turn. And we have so many words, nouns, verbs in Hebrew that sound like sevivon because their meaning revolves around spinning or turning. Lesovev means to spin or to turn. Lesovev et hasevivon, to turn or to spin the dreidel. Sivuv means a turn or a spin. Saviv means around. So let's see a few examples of how we use these words that you will come across everywhere in Israel and speaking to Israelis. If something is around the corner, we say me'ever, around, la sivuv, around the corner. Sivuv is the turn, it is around the turn. Me'ever la sivuv, it is around the turn, it is around the corner. We don't use the word corner, we use the word turn. It is around the turn. It is me'ever la sivuv. If we want to tell someone to turn around, if they are a man, we will say tistovev, turn around. Tistovev. If they are a woman, we will say tistovevi, turn around, I'm behind you. Tistovev. If they are a man, tistovevi if they are a woman. Turn around. I'm right here, right behind you. And another common one uses lehistovev. Lehistovev means walking around. So if I'm walking around in the mall and I want to say I'm going to walk around in the mall, I will say lehistovev bakenyon, in the mall. So when you're playing with the dreidel, you're actually playing with the spinner. And did you know that we have different dreidels based on where you are in the world? Each dreidel has 4 letters on each one of its 4 corners. If you're in Israel, these letters are Nun, Gimel, He, Pe, representing Nes, Gadol, Haya, Po. Miracle, great, happened here. A great miracle happened here, referring to Israel. Nes Gadol Haya. Po, the initials are Nun, Gimel, He, Pe. If you get a dreidel not in Israel, like this dreidel that we got in the US, the last letter will be Shin, referring to Sham, there. The great miracle did not happen here, it happened there, because the dreidel is not in Israel and the miracle happened in Israel. So look at your dreidel if you haven't already. Check out, does it have a Pe for here or a Shin for Sham, there. On Hanukkah, we eat deep fried foods, again to remember the miracle of the oil that lasted for 8 nights, Nes Pach Hashemen, that I teach you all about in part 1 of the series. And we have 2 main foods. The first is sufgania. It is the jelly donut. In singular, it is sufganiya. In plural, sufganiyot. During Hanukkah, sufganiyot are everywhere in Israel, from the classic ones to the craziest, most innovative takes on the classic one. Around this time in Israel, most bakeries come up with their own new, this year, revamped sufganiya, from baked ones to savory, infused with chocolate, alcohol, whatever they could think about. And personally, it is one of my favorite things, not only because I love sufganiyot, but because the creativity there is just incredible. So if you have the opportunity of going to Israel around this time, go for it and go on a full sufganiyot food tour. You will not regret it. The second food is the potato pancake, or the latke. In Hebrew, leviva. In singular, levivot in plural. It means latke, or pancakes, in this context, not the regular pancake, which most people in Israel call pancake. There is a Hebrew word for pancake, the regular American pancake, but most Israelis say pancake. I'm talking about a potato pancake. So the short name does not mention potato. It is leviva in singular, levivot in plural. And if we want to say potato pancake, it is levivat tapuchei adama in singular, and in plural, levivot tapuchei adama. So to celebrate Hanukkah the traditional way, you need sufganiya and or leviva. In plural, sufganiyot, levivot. So there you have it. Hanukkah traditions and customs, Israeli style, in Hebrew. You are completely prepared for Hanukkah, and I want to invite you to check out my new website. You can find all my free resources there, my programs, and if you're not on my VIP email list, go to my free resources on my website and join today. You will not regret it. This is where I share my best tips, my personal stories, and everything I feel can help you on your journey. This is really my private club, and I would love for you to join. It is all in the description, and let me know in the comments what in this video surprised you and you did not know before. I would love to know. Happy holidays. If you are celebrating Hanukkah, Hanukkah Sameach, Chag Sameach, and I will see you in the next video. נתראה בסרטון הבא.